So I would maybe get something on the screen. All right, welcome to the 5th game here today at Judson University. Today's face-off is against CTW and the Bo Jackson Blast for the first bracket play game that is being hosted here at Judson University. This is the Huntley Red Raiders I-90 Invitational. There are 2 separate fields. This is the only one that's being broadcast here. I will be your play-by-play announcer today. My name is Addison Tenorella. I will be shortly joined by my mom. We have been around the game of softball forever. I've been playing since I was 5. My mom has played since she was 8 all through college, and she's watched me my whole career, so I think we know the game pretty well. We started off a little bit earlier with a ground out, I believe. So we have 1 out on the field. Count is 2-2. Number 8 is batting for CTW. That'll be Katie Nixon, and she'll get walked. Next up we have Kendall. She's number 2 for CTW. She's the number 3 hitter. And she hits a bomber. Gapper between the right fielder and the center fielder. Runner coming off around third, and she'll score. Runner's going to try to take third. And she's safe, no tag there. So Kendall just hit a gapper in between center and right. Katie on first base decided to go all the way home. She was safe at home, and the throw caused Kendall to take third, and the tag just wasn't there. So the score is 1-0 CTW. Great start by the CTW team against the Bo Jackson Blast. In the circle for the Blast, we have Mia Haskins. First pitch strike. We have 1 out on the field so far. Count is 1-1. It's a dribbler to the third baseman. She'll throw to first. She's in time, but not in time for the throw home. So it's 2-0 now. We have 2 outs on the field. can't quite see who's up to bat, but according to my lineup, it is Amber Foley. And her first pitch was a ball. All right. So it's ball number 2 for Amber Foley. This is number 12 up to bat, according to my lineup. She'll take ball 3 inside. So it's 3-0. We have 2 outs. She'll show a bunt, pull it back for her first strike. So it's 3 balls, 1 strike. We have 2 outs, nobody on base for CTW so far. They are up by 2. And she'll foul it off, so now it's full count, 2 outs. So it looks like both teams here are in white pants. Probably not the best decision here since it's been raining. She'll foul it off behind her. And especially on this field, it looks like it's a little bit more of a red dirt instead of regular powder dirt, especially with the rain. So I think it might stain their pants just a little bit. Still have full count, 2 outs. And she'll hit a gapper in between third and left field. She'll make it to first base. Solid base hit there. Really nothing the left fielder could have done about that. Number 51, Jill Shaver is up, so I must have missed batter. Well, it's hard when she has a sweatshirt on that's not her number. All right. There's a foul ball down the third base dugout. We still have 2 outs here. Jill is the catcher for CTW. You can see the pitcher's wiping off the ball because it's wet, and it's hard to pitch when it's wet, and it's been raining for the past, I don't know, hour, and it's still misty. So it's definitely not helping things. It's not actively raining at the moment, but it sure came down hard earlier. Count is 2-1. 2 outs, runner on first base. She'll swing and a miss for a strike 2. The count is 2-2. She'll swing and miss that strike 3, and that'll conclude the top of the first. I've been graced with the presence of my mom.
Hello.
How's the situation outside?
It's a little drippy. It's really cold. I don't know how these girls are doing it.
Yeah, I know a bunch of them aren't wearing long sleeves or jackets or anything. If they are, they're wearing it with the wrong number on the back, which makes my job kind of hard, but
Yeah, it's definitely cold. I can see fingers getting really chilly, especially when they get wet. know, it is what it is. They're still a battle. I was talking with the coach for our last game, the Patriots, and I was telling them that, you know, I was glad that their pitchers really didn't give up, and she said it was rough. So
Yeah,
they kept battling.
They lost their last game 20-1, which is probably one of the biggest game differentials that I've seen so far, at least this tournament. And just in general, you don't see that much.
Yeah, exactly. But we did touch on it. Sometimes you get a coach that has a little more sportsmanship, where he doesn't run up 7-8 runs in one inning.
Especially in the first.
You know, you have your girls, you know, step off the base, lead off early, do that a little sooner, just so it's a little bit better.
In the circle for CTW, we have, looks like number 14, which is Riley Martin, which I believe she pitched earlier today. They played here for the first game this morning against Huntley Red Raiders, and they lost 12-0, if I'm recalling correctly. I'll have to be fact-checked.
I'm working on that.
But I think 12-0 was the right call. So once again, there's something that we haven't seen too often. This is the second time I've seen it. The Blast dugout, for the first time up, all of their players are outside of their dugout getting some practice swings in, timing up the pitcher, which I've not seen before. Usually it's just the leadoff hitter on deck and in the hole, but it's the entire dugout has their bats out and they're timing up the pitcher, which is, I think, a pretty cool way to start something off. It's a pretty cool tradition.
Mm-hmm.
So first up for the Blast is Maddie Barber. She's number 27. Looks like she's going to be slapping. She is a switch hitter, which we don't see too often. We did see one last game from AHQ. But earlier today, Maddie, was in the middle of an at-bat and switched from lefty to righty with 2 strikes on her, and she ended up getting on base. And she watched 2 straight balls, both too high. You can tell that they're a little bit cold.
Yeah, number 38 looks like she's just visibly shivering. I feel bad.
Yeah. Because it was so nice out earlier. Called for strike. You can tell she's trying to slap. I know she bunted earlier. So there's really no telling what she can do. Excuse me. And she'll take ball 3. The count is 3-1. You can see she's got a sweatshirt underneath her jersey.
Yep,
Don't
definitely
see
made that adjustment.
too often. I mean, whatever it takes to keep you warm at this point. I know I have my winter jacket and a long sleeve shirt on right now, and I'm still cold, and I'm inside, and I haven't been in the rain. So ball 4, she'll take first base. Does get away, but she'll just stay. Number 12 is up next. That is Hope Davis. She is the Blast second baseman. We've seen her pitch earlier this morning, and she also played short. She's another lefty. And she'll take ball 1. Maddie will try to steal second, and she'll be safe. Throw wasn't quite to the base.
I was just going to say they need to watch Maddie. She's going to take off, as she's done every time she's been on base, and
She is
she
fast.
beat me to it.
She is fast, that is for sure. Wouldn't be surprised if she'd take third. That is Hope's ball number 2. No strikes. We have no outs in this inning. She's the second batter for the Blast. And she'll take her first strike. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Looked like that one almost hit her in the head.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that close to duck as much as she did, but obviously perception is everything.
That's true. We do have a way different vantage point than the girls and the umpire, than anyone else on the field. And she'll foul one up almost over the fence on the third base line. So it'll be full count. Still have no outs. Maddie's still on second base. And she hits one up in the air to the left fielder, and she'll catch it. Maddie will stay at second.
That was a good catch by the left fielder. She knew right where it was and just planted herself underneath it, and there was one out.
Yeah, I know sometimes it's a little hard with the wind and with the rain. I know the wind is blowing towards left field, so anything hit that way will probably travel a little bit further than you would think, so sometimes it's hard to judge, especially with the little mist that's coming down. It could be hard to see. So, pass ball, Maddie will take third. We have 1 out. Gabby Godino is up to bat. She's the shortstop for the Blast. She's 1 ball, no strikes on her. Solid hit in between left and center. Rolls all the way to the fence. Maddie will score. Gabby will take second. Ball gets past the shortstop, but she'll stay there. Beautiful hit over the left fielder's head. The score is now 2-1. CTW still in the lead. Tying run on second base. We got a little pickle going on. So it looks like we had a little delay steal action going on. This is not the first time that we've seen this today, but I think from this specific base runner, Gabby, I don't think we've seen it so far, but she is pretty quick. So she's on third base now, no one else. And number 2 will hit it right up the middle. Run will score. Score is now tied 2-2. Run gets away. Ball gets away from the shortstop. She will not advance. That was Mila up to bat. She's the pitcher for the Blast. Next up we have Avery. And we'll have a pinch runner for the Blast pitcher. It'll be Hope.
So pitchers and catchers get courtesy runners to make it easier for them to be ready for the next inning.
So they don't get completely wore out. We have a pass ball. Hope will take second. Looking for 3, but not quite. Score is still 2-2. We have 1 ball, no strikes. Avery will watch the second ball go by. You know, they're doing a really great job of staying patient and only swinging at what seems to be strikes.
Yeah, they're not swinging at the bad pitches, which is good.
And they're making really good connections so far. That'll be ball 3. There's 3 balls, no strikes. We have 1 out and a runner on second. Score is tied. She'll hit a hard grounder to third. She'll snag it and out at first. And hope will advance to third on that play. So we have 2 outs and a runner on third base. And we have Maddie up to bat for the Blast. Hard grounder back to the pitcher. She snags it and makes easy out at first base. It's the end of the first inning. Score is tied 2-2. It's no longer raining, but it's still really cold outside.
Yeah, it's definitely not softball weather. This is more like football weather. I don't know. Football weather. It's cold and it's like fall. It's not summer right now. So it should be football weather.
Okay.
I want like 80 degrees and sunny. That's softball weather to me, not 50 and...
I don't think it's 50. I think the temperature's definitely dropped a little bit. Earlier this morning it was about 75. Now it's 65. So it dropped 10 degrees.
It lied. Your phone lies. It's definitely colder than that. There's a wind chill.
No, it feels like 65.
It doesn't.
I think you're just cold-blooded.
Feels more like 60, and then there's wind. Makes it really cold.
There's lots of wind. All right, first up for CTW, it looks like Martin will be up to bat. That is
Number
Riley.
14.
That's our pitcher. Then following that, we have Tegan and then Julianne. She'll watch first strike. Ball 1, count is 1-1. So we have 1 ball, 2 strikes. And she'll pop it up. Looks like the shortstop is calling it. A little bit too behind her. So she made it to first base.
Yeah, that looks like it was a better ball for that left fielder. She might have had a better angle on it, but...
I think she's playing a little bit too far back. I think it was a bit hard for both of them to get there. But, I mean, good effort by the shortstop. I mean, she had a nice drop step. Looked like she was calling it, just unfortunately was a little bit too far. And it also looked like she tripped over the lip of the grass and the dirt a little bit. That definitely did not help.
So now we've got number 40. Tegan. Fouled it back.
We have no balls, 1 strike. Runner on first base. No outs. And she'll take ball 1 outside. All right, so that was ball 3. Looked a little bit close, high and inside.
You just put it back.
All right, so we got a full count here. Runner on second. No outs. And Tegan is still up to bat. You can see the blast pitcher wiping off the ball. Pretty much in between every pitch, which is smart when you think about it. During the last game, pitcher would not wipe off the ball, and she had a few
Ball 4?
wild pitches.
Just a couple.
So Tegan will take the walk. So now we have runners on first and second base. No outs, and Julie Ann will be up to bat. She'll foul it straight back.
That was a good cut. She was definitely swinging for the fences, just went under it a little bit. Went back to the backstop.
Just a bit. She'll swing at one a little bit out of her zone and foul it off. So she's got 2 strikes on her now. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runners on first and second. See the pitcher taking her time wiping off that ball. It looks like she's got a little rosin bag clipped to her back pocket as well. Julianne with another foul ball, this time down the right field line.
It's interesting that when she's taking her time and wiping off the ball, the batter is still in the box, ready to go. She doesn't even have her mitt on. It's just weird that they're not relaxing and just waiting until she's ready.
Yeah, I agree. A little bit of high pitch. Catcher wants to run her back. Runner on second base has been a little taunting. Just a bit.
Nobody's even going over there to protect, so I don't think she's worried. Oh, that time, of course,
second
as I said
base
it.
Count is 2-2. Now she's got full count. The pitcher Mila for the Blast is working her way back, or at least trying to. She hits a ground ball
Oh,
to the
that should be
shortstop
interference.
and gets ran over by the runner on second. Would you like to explain what interference is?
Runner has to allow the fielder to field the ball and make the play, and she didn't do that. She ran right into the shortstop as she was trying to field it.
Yeah, so that runner is called out, but the runner behind her does get to advance to second base, and the batter gets to stay on first. So we have 1 out in this inning. And number 16, Addie, will foul one off her shin, it looks like. She looks like she took a little break there. Pass ball, throw it on a third, not in time. It gets a little bit past her. Shortstop was there for the backup, but runners will advance. We have runners on second and third now. 1 out, so there's no force. So the runners don't have to go if they don't really want to. Called that one a ball, so it's 2 balls, 1 strike for the count here.
Looks like pitcher for Blass is struggling just a little bit, getting control.
Yeah. Not sure if it's because she's cold and can't feel her hand. I know that's probably a very real possibility. Or if the ball's wet or what's going on. Maybe she's just inside her head a little bit. Because I know it's really, really hard being a pitcher. It's definitely a mental game just as much as it's a physical game. So.
Yep, looks like Blass coach is going to call a timeout and talk to his pitcher.
All right, so we're back from the timeout.
Looks like our batter is number 9.
Juliana Tito. I wonder if they just call her Tito because they only wrote first names on the card. I had to fill in their last names. And
well, there is 2 Juliannes.
Well, this one's Juliana.
Still, I think coach is just making it easier on himself.
Probably. She'll foul one straight back.
Heads up.
Over the big nets.
Over the big nets. Right into the crowds of people.
In the rain.
Well, hit somebody's umbrella and then they bend it. That's a bad thing.
It's real unfortunate. Not much you can really do about that. It's better than hitting it in the head.
That's true.
Getting hit in the head. The count is 2-2 now. We have 1 out. And she hits a pop-up to the center fielder. Just a little short. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. They're going to try to get her at third. The ball gets away from the pitcher. The batter will advance to second on the throw. So the score is now 4-2, CTW in the lead. Runners on second and third. Let's take another look at that hit.
Looks like we got number 38 batting, Gabby Gens.
So we're at top of the order now.
Runners are on second and third. There is 1 out.
All right, so we have 1 and 1 with runners on second and third. She'll hold on this. Ball's kind of in the dirt. Throw back to third, and she's there in time. And our batter will pop one up to the left fielder, and she catches it. Runner will tag, and she'll go back.
Oh.
But the ball got by the catcher, but she already turned her back and didn't realize that it got through. You can tell that she's a little bit frustrated by that. But I mean, there's not much you can do there. I mean, she made the right call by going back originally, but as soon as it went through the catcher's legs, she should have been off, but
yeah,
she didn't see it. She was turned the other way. So that's rough.
Oh, that was a good stop by the catcher on that. It bounced, took a really funky bounce, and she was able to stop that. Definitely saved a run there.
Mm-hmm. So we have 2 outs in the field. Count is 1-1. The score is still 4-2. CTW in the lead.
My brain just went, Steve Reich.
I don't know. I kind of missed this other umpire. He was funny. He
was
knocked in the chest by a foul ball, and he pretended like to fall over, and he was all discombobulated. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, he was good.
So 2 balls, 1 strike. Got 2 outs in the field. Runner on second and third. All right, so we got ball 3. Looks like our pitcher's trying her best. It would be Mila for the Blast. We haven't seen her pitch yet. Foul ball at the first base dugout. It's interesting to see the different kinds of reset in between pitches for the batters. Looks like CTW, or at least this batter, keeps 1 foot in the box at all times and like doesn't take any extra swings in between or anything. She just gets her sign from her coach and steps back in the box with her other foot, whereas I know other teams or other players like get out of the box completely, walk probably halfway to their coach, take like 4 swings. Nice hit to the shortstop, and she caught that one-handed.
While moving towards second base, that was a great grab.
Can't even be mad at that if you're the batter. So CTW only scored 2 this inning. Let's see if the Blast can answer back again with 2 more. Let's take another look at that replay, at that catch. We're getting there. We're working on it.
One thing to remember, that Beacon Academy is high school students learning to do this. So if replays don't look exactly like you expect in the majors, we're getting there. One day these kids will be there. Yeah. So it's all student run, with the exception of me being here. It is all students doing everything. So there's what, 7? So I think we have 7 students that are running the cameras and the truck, which is replay and sound, and there's somebody directing, and then we do have the booth. So
we have graphics, and we have replay, and we have a tech director. Yeah, we have the whole shebang.
They are doing a great job, and they are probably just as cold. I know the camera guys probably are. Truck might be nice and warm.
Yeah, it usually gets pretty hot in there. But you can see the Blast girls trying to stay a little bit warm, dancing a little bit.
All right, so who do we have up for the Blast? Looks like number 22.
That would be Miss Carly Rogus. She's the 3rd baseman for the Blast, and she's coming out strong with a hard foul ball down the right field line. That went pretty far. Went out of view from our camera here. You know, I'm surprised this field isn't turf. I know the baseball field in the background is turf. So and the football field behind us is also turf, so they must be doing this one next.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't like playing on turf. I don't think you like playing on turf, do you?
It's different.
Ooh.
Nice hit up the middle, gets past the center fielder, and she'll stay at first. I think there's potential that she could have taken second. She seems to be really quick, but playing it safe, staying on first base.
All right, so it looks like next batter is number 12, Amber Foley, if I'm not mistaken. I'm on the wrong team again.
Yes, you are.
It is number 1.
Emily Morales.
I was late. I didn't get to do my lineup. I'm looking over your shoulder and I can't read your handwriting.
Yes, you can.
No, I really can't, and I looked at the wrong list.
Shows bunt. Got a beautiful bunt down again. That's the third bunt that we've seen from her.
Third baseman crashed in perfectly, had that ball, and there was nobody covering first.
No, I think the second baseman was covering first.
She was late coming over.
Oh. I think there was a little bit of miscommunication because there was no one covering third base either. Usually when you have your third baseman crash in, you either have your shortstop cover or you have your left fielder cover third base. And they didn't. Our batter will show bunt and no one will go anywhere. Just kind of looking to see what the infield's going to do. Batter's number 8, Sam. She's the left fielder for the Blast. And she'll take ball high. Okay, it's 2 balls, 1 strike. And strike 2, a little bit high and outside. Haven't seen that too much today with this umpire. I know we had 2 different umpires earlier today. In the morning, he was calling that spot for sure. So was the other one, not as much. But you can see she tried to go for that spot again. It's full count now. No outs. Runner on first and second. Blast are down by 2. So the tying run is on first base. And she'll get walked to first base. So now bases are loaded. Number 4, Bryn Ballantyne is up to bat. She's the first baseman for the Blast. She's just got to make some solid connection, got to get a base hit, and I think potentially 2 runs can score off that hit depending on where it is, and they can tie up the game right here.
Yeah, I think if she can hit it in the grass, she'll definitely let some runners get in because it's going to, I think, take a kind of a strange spin when it hits the grass out there because it's wet. Mm-hmm.
So she takes ball 1. There's still no outs here for CTW. Catcher bobbles it a little bit, but keeps it in front. No runners go anywhere. A little too risky to try to steal on that one. And she'll have a pass ball. Runner will score, so we no longer have bases loaded. We have runners on second and third.
Yeah, I count that one as a wild pitch too. It looks like it hit the plate and just got away from the catcher.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier today and also last night. Is the plate looks like it's bouncy, so if you hit any part of it, it looks like it's going to bounce over the catcher, considering they're not that tall yet. I mean, I think a bunch of them still have a lot of growth in them. I mean, I don't think I've grown, but it's all right. Bases are loaded now, and the Blasts are only down by 1. There are no outs this inning. So it'll be interesting to see how CTW can stop them from scoring, if they can. Number 14 for the Blast is up to bat. This is Cece. Combined her first and her last name.
It's been a long day.
It has been. Alright. She'll watch strike 1 go by, so the count is 1-1. 2-1. Apologies. She'll let one go pretty high. So it's 3-1 now. Bases are loaded. And she'll take ball 4. Runner will score. So now it's tied 4-4. And the CTW coach is going to come out and talk with...
Yeah, she just walked 3 straight batters, so.
Yeah, and walked one of them in, which is never a good thing as a pitcher.
Well, it looks like at the top of the lineup, so we got 27 Maddie, who we know is always has good at bats, at least that we've seen today, and she's quick on the base path, so it'll be interesting to see.
And she can hit from both the left and right side of the box. Yep. Which I still can't get over. I think that's amazing.
I agree.
Couldn't be me.
No, it could not. You don't do anything lefty.
I mean, I've tried to right lefty. I've tried to throw lefty. I've tried to hit lefty. It just does not work for me. I think I need a little bit more practice. However...
What does make you have shoulder surgery on your right shoulder? You become lefty.
Why would I want to do that?
It's not fun.
Speaking from experience?
Speaking from experience. Definitely, you get really good at using your left arm.
It's all right. She'll show bunt, and the ball gets away from the catcher. It's going to be Maddie Barber up, and she'll be on the right side of the batter's box this time. One ball, 2 balls, no strikes. Looks like it's starting to rain just a little bit at the moment. Maddie will foul one back. So she has 2 balls, 1 strike on her.
You know, between you and me, I think Maddie bats better as a lefty.
Maybe.
But that's just me.
I think when she bats lefty, she's just trying to get more contact, trying to get on base. But now I think she's trying to hit a little bit more for power. Never mind, she's bunting. If my theory... All right, so we got 2 balls, 2 strikes. And she'll hit,
nice
pop
change
up
up
to the second baseman.
Yeah, that was a nice grab by the second baseman, who was able to keep all runners on bases. And that brings up number 12.
That would be Hope Davis. She is a strict lefty. I've only seen her bat lefty.
Correct.
Unlike Maddie. Bases are still loaded. We have one out. And the score is tied 4-4 in the bottom of the second inning. And she'll hit a grounder to the glove side of the pitcher. She can't quite field it. One run scores. And the rest of them will stay on base.
No, she definitely had the right idea. She was just trying to scoop it as she ran, and she just couldn't keep it in her glove.
Yeah, I think she went a little bit too fast.
All right, and there was a run that scored.
So the score is 5-4. Blaster in the lead. Number 10 hit a blooper over the pitcher's head, but not quite short enough for the shortstop to catch it. So another run will score on that. That was Gabby who hit that. So the score is now 6-4. Bases are still loaded. We have one out. The Blaster doing a really good job of making contact, putting the ball where players aren't, which is a contrast of what we've seen in the past, is hitting straight to our fielders. Kind of like that.
Kind of like that. That was hit right towards
The
first baseman. Just went a little bit foul, but that was, I don't know how she didn't catch it. It was right there.
Yeah. Good thing for CTW, it was a foul ball.
Yeah, no knock on the first baseman at all. It was a screamer pitch.
Yeah.
Hit, not a pitch.
It was not a pitch, it was a hit.
It was not, yeah.
For sure.
I wanted to say it was a screamer down the line, but I was trying to make it more user friendly.
All right, so we got 1-1. The pitch got a little bit away from the catcher, but no one advanced. It's interesting to see that the Blast aren't being quite as aggressive as we saw earlier this morning. They were a little bit, but it looks like they're playing it a little safer. They don't want to give outs since they have bases loaded and only one out. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, exactly. There's no reason to make it unnecessary out when you have bases loaded.
Count is now 3-1. See if Riley will walk in another batter. I know that's the one thing that she's trying definitely not to do. I think if anything, she'd rather they hit the ball and her fielders will make a play on it rather than walk in another batter. What she does, score is now 7-4, Blast. You can see her third baseman tries to come over, calm her down. A little bit of words of encouragement. Number 44 is up to bat for the Blast. That is Avery. What did she do last inning? Do you know?
Nope.
Oh, that's right. You weren't there.
Oh, number 44, I do actually. She hit it to third base.
Alright. So we still have one out in the field. It almost looks like it's nighttime because of the amount of clouds. Keeps throwing me off. It's only about 5:30. Looks like it should be about 7:30.
Yeah, I honestly think they should have the lights on, but, you know.
Might make the bugs come out a little bit more.
That's true. There's definitely a lot of bugs, but at least we don't have cicadas.
That is true.
All right, so that was a soft grounder to the pitcher who looked at the runner. Wasn't anything she was able to do, wasn't able to get her at home, so she did get the batter out at first.
Alright, so we have 2 balls, no strikes. We have 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. And we have runners on second and third. Nobody on first base.
Maddie hit it to the pitcher last time she was up.
So let's see if she can get some contact that isn't right to her.
Exactly.
I mean, hitting it to the pitcher is very good timing, but it doesn't always work out too well. If you do want to hit it to the pitcher, you want to either hit it over her head or somewhere where she can't grab it.
See, right? Sorry.
We're having a little bit of fun up here.
I am. It's been a long day.
It has.
And walked another runner in. Nope, did not walk another runner in. Just
Nobody
walked
on
another
first
batter.
base.
I forgot. There is a pole in the way. I have to lean to see first base. Thank you.
Then lean. All right, so now we have bases loaded. We have 2 outs.
We got number
And
22, Carly, up.
Yep. We can see Riley in the circles getting a little bit wild here. She's walked a few batters, and she's consistently throwing balls, which is not ideal. That one looked like it had some good spin on it. This was a little bit too outside. She'll take strike 1, looked like down the middle. All right, so we have 1 ball, 2 strikes. So what just happened there is they didn't. 2 balls, 1 strike. I'm backwards again. That'll bring it to full count.
Nope, got 2s are wild again. 22. Oh, it was. I missed it.
You missed
22
it.
is at bat. It was 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Dang.
Man, oh man.
Full count. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Runners should be going.
And she walked again. Surprised that they haven't switched out the pitcher unless they don't have another one. I know this is the same pitcher that pitched earlier this morning.
Yeah, and they will have another game later today in bracket, I'm sure. I think.
This is a bracket play game.
That's true. But
if they win.
Is it a double elimination or a single elimination? I wasn't aware.
I can check the rules. Refer to the playbook once again.
All right, we got number 1 that's batting. Number 1 is Emily Morales. It was a line drive right past the pitcher, went all the way into center field. Looks like 2 runs are going to score. Blast is definitely turning it on.
It is single elimination. So each teams get a 4-game guarantee, 3 pool play games, and then single elimination bracket. So what that means, if Whoever loses this game, since it's the first bracket play game that we are broadcasting, whoever loses this game will go home, and whoever wins will go on to potentially fight for the championship game.
All right. Thank you for clarifying that.
However, if it was double elimination, the team that lost would have to lose again in order to get sent home.
Right.
So it makes the tournament go a little bit faster.
Yeah, if there's only 2 fields being played on, sometimes that makes it a little long for the weekend.
For sure.
Because you have to have a whole losers bracket, so.
Yeah, and it's hard if you only have 2 fields. Nice catch there by the second baseman. Running on the glove side. Catches that easy line drive. And CTW will be up to bat. See if they can come back. The score is 11-4.
Yeah, that was a big inning for the Blast. Scored 9.
Let's take a little look at what's happened so far.
A little bit of a montage. All right. So who do we got up for CTW this inning?
We have number 2, Kendall.
All right, so we have number 2. I can't find the list, so sorry. Kendall. All right. I have no idea what Kendall did last. Oh, it looks like she hit in center field last time. I was wrong.
Yeah. She hit bombers. We saw that earlier. I believe she hit all the way to the fence. I believe it was a 1-hopper, if I'm not wrong. If I am, I'm
That
pretty
sounds
sure it just
right, yeah.
rolled to the fence. So she's got a lot of power behind her. First pitch changeup. That was beautiful for strike 1.
Yeah, that was a good pitch. I always like when they throw changeups first. Throws the batter off.
Completely.
Ooh, just a bit inside. A little bit of a brush back.
Count is 1-1. It's the first batter for CTW, so we have nobody on base. She'll take ball 2 high outside. She'll take
Oh, wow.
ball 3. It looked like she
That
kind of
looked
wanted
good.
that one a little bit.
That looked good to me. I don't know where that missed.
I think it was a little bit too high.
Yeah, it's out
Foul
of play.
ball over the fence. Foul ball, of course. Count was full. Change up
Oh,
for
nice.
strike 3 swinging. That was beautiful.
That was a great pitch.
Totally threw her off balance for that one. She was way out on her front foot and still wasn't even close to touching it. It was a beautiful pitch. So we have 1 out in the field. CTW is down by 7. And she'll hit a grounder and get thrown out at first. They got 2 outs now. Let's take another look at that play. Nice. All right, so we got 2 outs in the field.
Looks like we got number 99 batting.
Once again, I think her first name is Annabella, but they wrote Piper, so I think we should just call her Piper.
I like Piper.
Piper.
All right, first with ball 1.
Looks like both teams don't have that much energy, but then again, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, it's a long day
both
for these
of
girls.
these teams played early in the morning. CTW played the first one, and I believe Blast played the second today. So they're both have been here all day in the rain, in the cold, which you wouldn't think since it's like, I don't know, July? June? It's June, not July.
All right.
Nice catch there by the left fielder coming in on that play. That was just pretty much the same spot as before, but instead of the shortstop going and getting it, the left fielder caught it.
So that was another 1, 2, 3 innings. 3 up, 3 down.
Yep. Score is 11-4.
All right, so what does CTW need to do in the field right now?
Well, first of all, they got to stop the Blast from getting on base and from scoring. I mean, preventing them from getting on base altogether is probably their first priority, making sure that their pitcher doesn't throw too many walks. And it looks like someone else is holding the
That's
ball,
what
but
I
I'm
was
not
thinking.
sure if that's just to give it to her.
Yeah, I think Martin's coming out right now. I was wondering the same thing, but you were talking. I didn't want to interrupt you, but, well, whoever it is. Okay.
All right.
Why call Custom Heating and Cooling? Custom's employees are always staying up to date with training on the latest technology, with 5-star reviews on Google, Yelp, and Facebook. A business of Elgin, from Elgin, and for Elgin. Custom Heating and Cooling, trained, reliable, trustworthy.
All right, so it looks like Blast got a little bit of energy going in the dugout. Probably trying to warm themselves up. Got some cheering going on.
I mean, they are winning 11-4, so they definitely better have some energy.
Yeah, I know, but they had a little bit of a longer inning. No, they didn't.
No.
It just felt long, probably because I was standing. It's just a me problem.
All right.
All right, so we got CTW in the field. We still have Riley Martin in the circle for CTW. All right, we had a short pop-up to the shortstop. All right, so we have 1 out in the field. Number 14 up to bat with a swing and a miss. That would be Cece. She's not currently in the field, but she was earlier today. I believe she played outfield. And she'll hit a soft grounder to the third baseman. And she cannot beat the throw First baseman with the good scoop. So we have 2 outs now. CTW is doing a great job of keeping the blast from getting on base in general. But Maddie Barber is now up to bat, and she's lefty again, so I wonder if she's going to slap. She looks pretty far back in the box, and it looks like she'll bunt. And she attempted, so it's a strike.
What does that mean, she attempted bunt?
It's basically like a swing, but for bunting. Like she tried to bunt the ball, but she missed.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a swing, but when you bunt.
Okay, thanks for explaining.
See there, she did it again. Like she tried to go poke at the ball, but it was a little too high. Couldn't quite reach it.
And now, as you've mentioned many times, she is switching sides, so she's going from lefty to righty.
Yeah. I think she bunts better on the left side and then tries to hit on the right. Swing and a miss, but it gets past the catcher, so drop third. Rules apply, and she's safe at first. Have we gone over drop third in this game?
I don't think we have, but why don't you tell everybody what it is?
Why don't you do it?
So there is a I can't say it's relatively new, but not when I played, that if there is a third strike and the catcher drops the ball or misses the ball, the runner is able to run to first base as long as it is unoccupied.
So the 2 ways she can get out, the batter can get out, is either being tagged with the ball or the ball beating her to first base
First baseman's got
and
to catch
being
it.
a force out at first. So Maddie just stole second. Like we've talked about before, she's very quick. And Hope is up. She has 1-1 count at the moment. We have 2 outs for the Blast. She watched that ball. That was pretty close to the strike zone, in my opinion, at least from my angle.
Yep, I thought it was a strike, so we got 2 balls, 1 strike.
We have 2 outs still in the field. Maddie's on second base. She'll swing and hit a hard grounder to the first baseman. Easy play for her.
And that is the 3rd out.
That it is. So CTW did pretty much exactly what we were talking about, staying away from walking batters and keeping as many runners off of the bases as they could. Only Maddie Barber made it on base, and that was with a
Drop third
just an
strike.
oops play. Like there's really not much you can do about that, but I mean it didn't really harm the CTW whatsoever, but they got to come out strong now and score at least 7 to tie it up, 12 to win. Although it should still be time limit, I believe for the bracket play rules, it's 80 minutes, finish the inning. So if you are in the top of the inning of the, let's say, 5th, and the timer goes off, the visiting team gets to finish their at-bat before the game is over.
Sounds right. You've definitely been reading up on the rules for this tournament. Everyone is different.
Yeah, I've only checked them like 6 times.
Yeah, and they definitely do vary.
Yeah, there's lots of different ways you can end the game. I know for pool play, it's 80 minutes drop dead. So literally last night in the middle of an at-bat, the game was called. Like I think the girl had a full count, and then game was over.
Yep.
So there's really nothing she could do because it was drop dead. But at least for bracket play, it's finish the inning. It gives the other team a chance to score,
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah, and every tournament is different. times are different. Oh, missed that. Did she get hit?
Yeah.
Hit by pitch.
Looked kind of like it hit her in the helmet. Or like in the elbow? Or is it forearm or something?
Those are two very different places there.
Somewhere on her upper body. I don't think it hit her in the helmet because I think the umpire would go check to make sure that she wasn't potentially concussed. I think that's a rule.
Yeah, maybe.
Or at least a good thing.
I mean, the coach didn't even go look at her, so I'm thinking elbow guard.
Yeah. It's always a good thing to have.
Throwback to the runner on first. Oh, that's got to be so wet. Yeah. But if she would have turned the other direction, she probably would have tagged her.
Yeah. And it looked like she grabbed the base between the first baseman's legs. So
Oh, did she?
she was like, not straddling, but the first baseman was straddling the runner's arms a little bit. And when she went to go throw the ball back, she kind of like clipped her helmet a little bit. All right, so the count is 2-2 now for Martin. This is the pitcher for CTW. Beautiful changeup again. Does exactly what she wants it to do. Pop up to the third baseman. And we have one out on the field for CTW.
All right, looks like we got number 40 up for CTW. Last time she was up, she walked.
Number 40 is Tegan. I believe this is the second time we've seen her today. We are at number 8 in the batting order. It's interesting that both teams aren't batting 9. Usually for pool play, you bat everyone. And then for bracket play, you bat your top 9.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's interesting to see that they're not. I know Homer Heat last game, even though it was still another pool play, they batted 9 and had 3 subs. I don't know how she got a piece of that.
And she just saw her yell at herself for swinging at that over her head.
Yeah, that's not a great.
But at least she fouled it off. She's got one more chance. Not one more chance. She's got as many chances as she keeps fouling it
As long
off.
as she can connect with the ball.
She has another chance. There we go.
Like that.
Yep, like that. Fouled it off. She definitely likes the high ones. So if I'm a pitcher or if I'm the coach, I'm telling my pitcher to throw one at the knees.
Yeah, definitely won't be expecting that. You never know, she might be actually.
We'll see.
Learn to expect the unexpected. You mean like that?
Yeah. That was close.
All right, so we got 2-2 with 1 out, runner on first base. All right, she'll hit a chopper to the third baseman. She turned second, and she's safe. Umpire is saying she was off the base.
She was completely off the base. Yeah, second baseman did cover, and she just wasn't on the base. The bases are so muddy, to be honest. They're
It's
hard
to see where the base is. Let's take a look at that. See if we can see what happened there. Yeah, it looked like she was off the base.
If she would have turned
Even
around, she
though-
could have tagged the runner out.
Yeah, because she rounded that. That was a little bit awkward, but I would agree with the umpire for that.
Oh,
Throw
delayed
down,
steal.
big lead. Throw down to short, and they threw the ball away twice. So the runner on second just scored, and the runner on first advanced to second. They threw the ball around twice. Originally missed the shortstop, made it to the outfield, and then instead of throwing to the third baseman, it was somewhere in between the third baseman and the catcher. So the score is now 5 for CTW and 11 for the Blast. I said that backwards, but it's okay. Drop third strike again. A little bit of confusion there. Not sure what happened. She looks just as confused as I am.
Yeah, I think, well, they threw down, so the first baseman touched the base, so she was out. So, but then I think the first baseman was waiting to see if the runner on second was going to run, which she should have.
Foul ball back towards the first base line. So we have no balls, 1 strike. Number 16 for CTW is up to bat, and that is Addie. Seems like she has a sister on the team. She batted earlier, Tegan. Don't want to butcher her last name, and I'm so sorry if I say this wrong, but I think it's
Vidales.
Vidales.
That's how I would say it.
There's 2 of those. There's also another set of sisters, it seems. Lainey and Ava Shanner.
Yeah. Do you see that?
They don't seem to be in the lineup today, so they must not have been able to make it. Called third strike, which will be the 3rd out of the inning. And it looks like game. All right. So the Blast won 11-5. They only played 4 innings, which is interesting since all the other games that we've seen so far have made it to the 5th, to the 6th inning. Although they were a little bit quicker, with the exception of the one beforehand.
All right.
But it was interesting to see the Blast come out right away again. Did not seem to lose pretty much any of their energy. CTW will be going home after this game, or because of this game. So, not 100% sure who's up next, but we will see you for the next game. It should start in maybe 30 minutes. Once again, I'm Addison Tinarella with the Beacon Academy.
And I'm Kim Tinarella. I'm the mom.
And we will see you for the next game.
All right.